Hi guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. This price analysis update today is on MultiVAC. We'll take a look at the asset in both the USDT and the BTC pairings and identify a few key levels where we could potentially invest and where we could look to take profit. And we're not a million miles on going back into price discovery, so we'll have a look at some targets above and some price predictions thrown in there. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, and let's crack on. So welcome. Firstly, a big shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is Cointelegraph Markets Pro. It's a place where all the reporters at Cointelegraph get their news at the same time as a subscription service that you pay to be part of that platform. There's a full review on the homepage of my YouTube channel, so go ahead and check that out. So MultiVAC, this is the tether pair in the daily time frame, and this is the Qcoin chart. I've currently got a Fibonacci set up here from the start of the move here when we wicked right down and hit that moving average 50, as you can see there. Pushed the upside, created a new all-time high at 0.029, and obviously a slight rejection from there. What I would have said on the previous videos is, and all my videos, I always say, look to buy at the 382 level, which is here. So that would have been the area I mentioned buying at 0.024. But for me, I still think there's a good chance we could come down and test this golden ratio at 2 cents. I mean, in terms of a drop from current price, it will be a 16% drop. Potentially not. We may come down and test this moving average 20. So if we just visualize this moving average 20, something like that, there's a good chance it could come back down and pick some orders up at around 0.022. So that's 2.2 cents. I think that if I were looking for some orders, would be a decent place to probably put your bottom order in. What I would do though, look at this 382 level here with no closures below it at all. So all of them are getting wicked straight up there. And if you look at this area I've marked up on previous videos, it's a key area of resistance around 2.4, 2.5 cents. Hit it once there, twice, rejected. And again, we are using that area now as support. So if we just mark that area up as well, what we can do is you can see that this is a confluent area. So look at that, bang, straight through. That is an area where the demand is. So it has been obviously hit a new all-time high. It's come back down, and that is an area I would consider buying. So looking at 0.024 down to around this 0.022 region, and I think that is pretty much most you're going to get, to be honest. It's still massively undervalued. If we just take a quick look at CoinGecko and have a look at some of the volume that's involved and see what current market cap is, because it's still low. If we just look at MTV here, MultiVAC ranked 518, all-time high is 0.029, which I said, but the market cap currently is $86 million, so that is low. It's less than $100 million, which in my opinion one class it as I mean, maybe not a micro cap, but it's definitely a low cap gem. And if you're new to MultiVAC, if you're new to this asset itself in terms of price analysis, that is a low valued asset, and all I say is sweep it up, because anything below these regions is an absolute steal of an investment. I mean, it is a bit like a competitor to Zilliqa, which has sharding. This has sharding in place, but the network is far superior. The capabilities in terms of scalability is pretty much second to none, and the TPS is pretty much outstanding. So all in all, a great project and some great levels here for you to buy before this does start turning around and pushing on and creating some new all-time highs, which is not far away. We're in a massive uptrend. So this line here is a trend line which we have come back down, retested, and pushing on. Just be aware of that. There's always that potential that we could come down and retest that trend before we do push on. But for me, I think the entire market's quite bullish now, so I can't see that. I mean, if you extend this line all the way up, there's a good chance we may come and test it at some stage. So if we move up, you could test it back down here at 3.2 cents, or even test it up here at around 4 cents. So that is a trend. The trend is your friend, and I'm expecting some major growth on this over the course of the next 3 to 6 months, and that's as well as the entire crypto market cap. What we need to do though is have a look at some areas where we can take profit, either in order to accumulate, or just in order to just sell your bags and move on to something new and recycle those profits either into something you want to spend or some other cryptocurrency. So for me, the first next target to break through is 4 cents. I mean, 4 cents is going to be a tough area because it's a nice round number and it's not too far off, around 75% move from current prices. If we go up to 4 cents, you're talking a 60% move from current prices, so it's a substantial amount then. And then we've got 5 cent up here. These are the two areas I would be looking to just skim a little bit of profit up, maybe 5 to 10% of your bag, but only in order to buy back in. Do not try to accumulate with your entire bag, because, like I say, this is at $86 million. If you manage to sell your entire bag here at 3 cent, hoping for a drop down to 2, it might just blast right through and go straight up to 5 cent. And that's what can happen in crypto, especially in this bull cycle now. Things are starting to look good. And for me, do not sell all your bag to accumulate. Just do, like I say, 5 to 10%. So the areas I will be looking to sell is 4 cent and 5 cent, probably 3.9 cent and 4.9 cent, because it just never quite makes it there. I think the time when it does blast through 5 cent, it usually pushes above it and then it flip back to support. So 3.9 cent and 4.9 cent are those two areas I would consider to take profit. Just looking back a little bit to this all-time high here, it was pretty much a good sell signal here that the RSI was into that red area, which is an overbought area. And as you can see in the past here, we had a wick there which was overbought, a wick here which was overbought, and we dropped. So if you look at this, if we look at when we had an overbought then on that wick, we dropped 48%. If you're looking at this this one here, when we wicked down, we did a 32% wick. So this is giving you good time to sell. Usually, I mean, it does give you good time to sell, but just be wary when things start going into price discovery. The RSI may stay high and just keep staying high and high as the price just starts to increase. So just be wary of that. It can be a good sell signal, but also it can be a good time to potentially buy in, because it might just be continuing to progress up. Just looking at moving averages here, we had a bullish cross on the 7th of August and we've had no let back yet. We had a slight drop here. We'll come back to test this trend and push up, but the moving averages are nicely spread apart. And again, that is a great show of strength that the asset is in a uptrend. So that's that pretty much covered there. I just want to take a look at the BTC pairing. I think I've got it set up already. Let's have a quick look. Not many people trading the BTC pairs, just due to the fact of a lot of people are new in the market currently. And people who are new these days only trade in Tether. Back in the day, back in 17, everybody were trading in Satoshis, because that's all there was. But it is a great way to accumulate Bitcoin via altcoins. And this is a setup I had last time on the video. And I'm looking for a breakout of this downtrend here. If you look at this trend, this white line, this was a downtrend. And we did get a breakout. I was looking at buys down here. It didn't quite make, it did there, but it didn't quite make it here. Pushed up, and to be honest, I was looking for rejection here to come back down, but it's just blasted right through it, and that's showing in strength that the USDT pair has been doing well. For me, I'm slightly bearish on the BTC pairings on most altcoins, just due to the fact that I really believe that Bitcoin is going to pull out a monster candle very, very soon. I'm expecting 87k from Bitcoin in November, which is historically a very bullish month for Bitcoin. With that, Bitcoin dominance will start to creep up. If we just look at the dominance chart here, let me just mark that so I remember it. If we just look at the BTC chart here, it's currently at 44. I'm expecting a move like this, potentially push up to 52%. If that does happen, the Satoshi pairs will start to dwindle off and potentially drop into some levels where we could look at buying. So for me, an area to target is 341 Satoshis, and I would ladder them all the way down to 254. This red band is a nice level of resistance, and it's the start of that last move. So you could be talking like it'll do a full recovery of the entire move. So ladder a few orders in from 341 down to around 250, and that is the area I would consider buying some MTV within that BTC pairing. Obviously, if the BTC just stays the same price and MultiVAC starts popping, then you're going to target 501 sats for a first sell, and then probably 600, 700, etc, etc. So that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. That is both pairs covered. I'm not going to go too in depth on the BTC pairing, because the majority of that volume is over on the USDT pair. Just one final thing before I do finish up this video. My Patreon is now active. We've been going around 3 weeks now. If you're wanting more advice on crypto, if you're new to crypto, or even if you want a place where you can ask me anything, ask me questions, chart analysis, chart requests, whatever you want, we've got it going on within this Discord server here. So many things on the left-hand side that people are using on a day-to-day basis. If you go into the Discord server, you'll find that link in the pinned comment in the description. You can also read people's testimonials to see what's going on there. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you are new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.